Many women send me message, ask me about inflammation, and then I see everything wrong. They're doing everything wrong. You need to understand first how the inflammation is increasing in your body and how you're gonna solve that inflammation and what's causing it.
Tiago, I have hormone imbalance. That's for you. Tiago, I have low energy. For you. Tiago, I'm struggling to lose weight. For you. Tiago, I even have depression, symptoms of anxiety, a lot of stress in my life. I don't have courage to look in front of the mirror anymore. My self-esteem is really low. That's for you. You need to understand about inflammation because inflammation, once it's solved, your life becomes easier. You solve your problem faster. That's what you have to understand. Someone tells Thiago, I want to fix my problem, my health. I have health issues. For example, losing weight. I really want to lose that belly fat. Thiago, I really want to balance my hormones. Those people who say this and say that to me, it's like they are trying to imagine a tree. Guys, look at nature. Imagine a tree. This is the tree. It's like you are trying to build, to have a strong and beautiful tree. That's your body. But the roots are really short and weak. You didn't create a strong, you don't have a strong root. The roots are not deep enough to get all the resources. That's exactly what happens with most of you. You're always focused on building something. I want to build a great physique. I want to improve my body in this way. I want this, I want that. Any area in your life, if you don't focus first in the root, forget it. You will never solve your problem. I want to lose weight. Yeah, but what about the root? If it's short, weak, forget it. Same thing with a building. When you see a tall building, really big building, the foundation is deep enough and super strong. Because next time that a tornado, a really bad storm happens, what's going to happen with the tree? Nothing. The tree is strong enough because the roots are strong. The foundation is strong. Same thing with inflammation. If you say to me that you want to lose weight, or you want to balance your hormones, or you want to fix your gut, or you want to have more energy, or you are struggling to sleep and you want to improve your sleep, or you want to lose your belly fat, any goal that you tell me, and if the foundation, that's the inflammation, reducing the inflammation, is not here strong enough, forget it. You are not creating the right foundation. That's the first thing that you need to understand. Same thing with buildings. The buildings here, it needs a strong foundation, the building. The same exactly thing. Many people don't understand this. They focus on, I'm going to eat less to solve my problem. That's the biggest illusion of all time because this is part of reducing inflammation. That's the first thing that I'm going to tell you today. Now, Thiago, tell me the things, the signs that my body's showing me that I have inflammation. What are the signs? First sign, write this down. When the person is overweight, people who are really overweight, obese, they are already, in the last 10 years, they accumulated a lot of fat, around midsection especially. Those people need to know in advance that they already have inflammation. Thiago, I'm 2 pounds overweight. Am I inflamed? No, of course not. Like 2 pounds, you are not necessarily inflamed because of these 2 pounds that you're overweight, like only 2 pounds. You can be inflamed for all the reasons because of your liver, or you are having, for example, insulin resistance. You are not really overweight, but you have insulin resistance, and then you have no clue. You have diabetes, or you are pre-diabetic. Sooner or later, you're going to become diabetic. You will soon have diabetes, and you don't have a lot of weight. You are inflamed. Not because of the weight, but because of your insulin, because of your glucose. Your cells are not functioning properly, getting all the mechanism of getting the glucose, the sugar, to control your sugar levels correctly. Your pancreas is not working properly. That's for another reason. But if you ask me, Thiago, but I'm 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 70 pounds overweight. Am I inflamed? Yes. Write this down. Thiago, so because of this, if I lose weight, I'm going to automatically reduce inflammation? Yes. That's a great news. Every single time that you lose weight, you lose fat, you are automatically reduce inflammation as well. But remember, inflammation is never only related to only weight loss or weight gain. Forget it. This is just like one symptom, one micro symptom. It's a book of symptoms. Book. But for you, once you start losing weight, you need to understand that you are reducing inflammation as well. Tiago, why is that? Why is that? Tell me this. I'm going to tell you a secret that many people don't know. In your fat cells, the more fat cells that you accumulate, the more you're increasing a regulator, a modulator. It's a molecule called NF-kappa B. Tiago, what is this? It's a regulator. It regulates if you're going to have more inflammation or not. So the more fat cells you are accumulating in your body, the more NF-kappa B you're increasing. And the more molecules of inflammation you're going to create. You're more likely to create. That's the main reason. NF-kappa B is one of the reasons. There are others, but this is the main one that you need to be aware of. Once you start losing weight, your inflammation will decrease. That's one thing. Tell me another thing. Write this down. Something that you never relate. That's why we are going to have a serious conversation here, because you are never giving the right attention that you need to give to your inflammation levels. You're not giving the right attention. Tiago, prove to me. I prove to you. How are you optimizing your breath, your breathing? You're breathing in, breathing out. You're getting more oxygen. You're thinking about getting more oxygen to give to your cells for you to reduce inflammation. Tiago, I never thought about it. That's a proof that you're not taking care of that inflammation that you are creating in your body. Tiago, why is that? Guys, pay attention to that. You have no idea. Nowadays, we know there are many papers already showing. A paper, I'm going to even mention a paper published in 2016 showing that when you have lack of oxygen, many of you, when you sleep, you breathe with your mouth open. Many of you are not focused on increasing your cardiorespiratory capacity. Many of you even don't relate lack of oxygen, not breathing correctly, and higher inflammation in your body. Paper from 2016 showing that, pay attention to that, how crazy your body, how incredible is your body. When you are having lack of oxygen, because, for example, just by breathing through your mouth, many people breathe through their mouth without realizing, especially when they're sleeping. You get 20% more oxygen. You give more oxygen to your cells just because you're breathing through your nose. Just because of that, you're already helping your body to reduce inflammation. Tiago, why is that? Why? Because remember, you're getting older, the inflammation automatically increases. If you have a lot of weight, you already have more inflammation. There are many reasons that you have more inflammation. When you have inflammation, let's suppose you have inflammation in your liver, because you have fatty liver, or because your body is already struggling to detoxify toxins, because you are 40 years old, because you are 50 years old, or you are 60. In that area of your liver, the tissue, there is inflammation. Guess what happens? Every single time, how incredible is your body? Look at this. Every single time that you have, let's suppose this is your organ, one of the organs that you have. One area here is inflamed, and you don't know yet. This tissue, this part of your organ, it can be, let's say, your liver or your pancreas. It can be your heart. It can be your brain. Many of you who are stressed for too long, that can happen inside your brain right now. But one organ, I'm choosing here a random organ. If the tissue is already inflamed, the area, look how crazy what happens. Your body, your immune cells literally get all the oxygen, utilize the oxygen to fight against something that's going on here. So because of the tissue is inflamed, you literally lose oxygen. And then imagine you're not giving enough oxygen to your body already in advance. And at the same time, you have inflammation. Guess what's happening? The remaining oxygen that you have in these organs, your immune cells are getting that to fight against a virus or an infection that's going on inside your body, inside your gut. And then the amount of oxygen that you need to reduce inflammation, actually you're not giving to your body. Tiago, who are the people who are more likely to have this problem? Those people who are not having a great cardiorespiratory capacity. Those people who say, I'm going to just walk. I just walk 30 minutes. Those people who never work out more intense to improve their capacity of getting more oxygen when they work out intense. Those people who are sedentary, unfit. Those people who spend more time throughout the day seated. If you spend 7-8 hours seated, you need to understand already you are more likely to have lower oxygen capacity. Your oxygen that you are getting when you breathe in, all the mechanisms for the oxygen to go to and get in your cells, this mechanism is getting poorer, poorer. Why, Thiago? Because you and me, we are getting older. And we need to help our body to increase that capacity. Otherwise, inflammation increases. And that's the reason that you never pay attention to lack of oxygen, that we call, for example, hypoxia, increase inflammation. Increase inflammation. Imagine a forest. Look how beautiful is your body. A forest and a lot of trees. There is a severe drought. The trees are not receiving water anymore because there is a drought, severe drought happening. Look how incredible are the roots of the trees. The roots of the trees decide to go deeper to find out water, to find out more nutrients. And the tree saves more water as much as possible because the tree is noticing that the environment is really drought. It's really dry. So every single time that happens, the roots always go crazy trying to find more nutrients and go deeper. That's exactly what happens when you have inflammation in your tissues, in your organs, that you are not seeing. But sooner or later, you start feeling that. And sooner or later, that can be too late for many people. They do a blood test. Tell, how can I know if I have inflammation or not? Blood test. Because of a blood test. Many of you are still confused in thinking that just CRP levels are enough to see if you have inflammation. Big illusion. If your ferritin is high, or your ferritin is high, hemoglobin is low, your iron is low, but your ferritin is high, you can have inflammation that we call anemia of inflammation. Can you believe that? So just because you are not focusing on the inflammation levels, you can be anemic. But for another reason, is because of the inflammation is high. So that's why one of the markers for you to see that you have inflammation is when your ferritin is high. Tiago, but my ferritin is fine. Does it mean that I don't have inflammation? No. It doesn't mean that. There are all the markers. Fibrinogen, copper, the amount of copper when you do a blood test, there's another sign. Guys, there is I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. The markers when you do a blood test. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. But remember, you don't need necessarily to go and do a blood test for you to feel already that you have inflammation. I'm telling you in advance, just by being really overweight, you already have inflammation. Just by getting older, you already increase inflammation. Remember the paper that I showed you? Nature, the most important scientific journal, showing inflammation. Just by getting older, the inflammation increases. That's why you and me, we have to be proactive. Always. Tiago, tell me another thing here. Let me see questions. I'm gonna go to questions, quick questions. But remember, we are gonna talk about inflammation and your hormones. In the next lives, I'm gonna talk about your hormones. You have no idea what's going on with your hormones when you have high levels of inflammation. And you have no idea how fast your inflammation increases when you have hormonal imbalance. They feed each other. Tiago, are you saying to me that if I have hormone imbalance, I automatically increase inflammation? Yes. Tiago, are you saying to me that if I have high levels of inflammation, sooner or later I create more hormone imbalance? Yes. So why is that, Tiago? Why is that? It's happening in my body. Why? Because everything inside your body is connected. Everything that happens here affect here. Everything that happens here affect here. But at the same time, everything that's happening here affects here. Connection in each cell in your body. Guys, it's crazy. Tiago, what's the solution? The solution is for you to give what your cells need. Each cell in your body. Nowadays, we know that each cell in our body has its own function to survive. But while the cell has all the function to survive, to be optimal, the cell also thinks of helping the system. What is the system? You. Each cell in your body works separately for itself, but at the same time work for the whole system, to help the whole system. It's beautiful. If you understand how your body works, you are going to love yourself so much, you're going to give that importance to solve your inflammation levels. Otherwise, you're going to keep living that vicious cycle of increased inflammation. It's beautiful what happens when the cells are trying to help you, but you're not helping your cells. That's the biggest problem. Tiago, what else? Another thing that increases inflammation that you need to be aware of. When you have, I told you already about the breath, the oxygen, lack of oxygen. I told you already about many people have anemia of inflammation. They have high ferritin, but low iron and low hemoglobin. It means that they have more inflammation. It's crazy what happens. Thiago, so if I have gut issues, am I increasing my inflammation as well? Directly. But let me tell you something that you never give that importance. That's one thing that you don't give that importance. If I see that you're taking care of this part, I will tell, okay, you are really focusing on yourself. What is that, Thiago? Pay attention. Your thoughts can increase inflammation. Hold on, Thiago. Say this again. Repeat, because I don't want to confuse this. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you telling me that my thoughts, everything that's happening here, what I'm thinking, it's increasing inflammation in my body, can increase or decrease? What's going on here, Thiago? Show me, prove to me, prove. I want proof. I don't believe in you. Yeah, one of the signs that you are automatically have a lot of inflammation is when you are not open to hear something that you never heard before. If you are here, if you want to learn more about this, pay attention now. It's time to pay attention because I'm going to blow your mind. Your thoughts, you're having thoughts. You think about this, you think about that. Every single time that you are having a thought that's activating your amygdala, it's activating your pituitary gland, and it's activating your adrenal gland, and automatically you are releasing cortisol. Guess what happens? In your immune cells are the responsible to create the inflammation. Remember, Thiago, but I thought that my immune system was my friend. Your immune system should be your best friend. It's supposed to be your best friend. But if you don't take care of your immune system, it can become your biggest enemy. That's why people who have autoimmune disease, their immune system are becoming their worst enemy. Because the immune system is attacking their own body. So you need to be more proactive to help your immune system. Otherwise, your immune system, instead of helping you, they will attack you. And then you can literally have a big problem. More autoimmune disease, more IBS, more IBD, insulin resistance, diabetes, cancer, like you name it. Because your immune cells are not helping you. Remember this. When the cortisol is increasing because of your thoughts, you are ruminating something, you are thinking too much about something, it's becoming chronic every single day. Nowadays, we know that 95% of your thoughts are the same. 95%. So you have a window of 5%. Imagine that your automatic thoughts. Thiago, how do I know this? Start paying attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to what's the subject that you constantly think every single day. Because that's the point. That's what I'm saying. This is one of the things that increase your inflammation. Your inflammation How that inflammation increases? You ruminate the thoughts, the cortisol is released, and then nowadays you know that in your immune cells you have receptors for cortisol. Guess how crazy? When the cortisol is high for a short period of time, for example, we see a snake. Whoa, there is a snake here. My cortisol will increase, my fight or flight response increase, everything's activated. At that moment, my immune system is higher, is protecting me. So, Thiago, are you saying to me that for a short period of time, when our cortisol, when our stress hormone is high, we are more protected to avoid having viruses, bacteria, fungus? That's what are you saying? Exactly. For a short period of time, a mechanism to defend our system. When we are stressed out for short period of time because there is a threat around us, our cortisol increases, our immune system is super active to protect us. But imagine this is not happening throughout the day. You're having thoughts that giving you more stress constantly, more anxiety constantly. Guess what's happening? Every single time that happens, the corticoid, we call glucocorticoid receptors. You have receptors of stress in your immune system. And every single time that you keep thinking like crazy, I'm thinking, I'm super stressed out, my boss, my partner, my kids, and then you are thinking like crazy. All your immune cells are more susceptible to receive the command from your cortisol. That's high for too long. Guess what's going to happen? Your immune cells start creating more inflammation. Guess where this can happen? In your gut. So some of you who have inflammation in your gut. Guys, pay attention to this. Let me show you. Write this down. Paper published in 2023, last year. That's why you're not giving the importance that you need to give to your inflammation. Paper from 2023, published in the Journal of Cell. The scientific journal called Cell. I'm going to read for you. Demonstrated that chronic psychological stress can trigger intestinal inflammation by activating the enteric nervous system. And then you tell me, Thiago, I have bloating here. I have bloating all the time. And at the same time, I have stomach pain. And every single time that I eat, I really feel that my body takes hours to digest. Thiago, I think that my gut is not 100%. I'm noticing this lately. That's one of the signs that happens when the inflammation is already increasing in your gut because you have dysbiosis or because you have leaky gut. Many people never prioritize that. Someone asked, journal Cell? Cell, yes, exactly. The scientific journal called Cell. Paper publishing last year, 2023. Chronic thoughts. Thoughts that are creating chronic stress, activating inflammation in your gut. Crazy, that connection. Crazy. That's why you need to pay attention to what's going on inside your body. What I said about this paper, there is also other papers showing the pollution around you, increase your inflammation. Also showing you, if you have rhinitis, sinusitis, if you have depression, those people who have depression, like more than 50% of people, are having a lot of inflammation in their bodies, especially in their brain. One important thing that you need to understand. I remember someone, guys, this is crazy. Last Wednesday, someone asked me a question, asking me about inflammation. And then I was talking to her, and then she told me, yeah, Thiago, but I went to my doctor last week, and my doctor told me that the levels of inflammation in my body, I need to live with it. I need to get used to it. I said, what? Guys, you can never accept someone telling you that your problem cannot be solved. Never accept that. Because anything that you are having, any issue that you are having, you can solve this. You just need to follow the rules. In my program, I show exactly how to do this. Phase by phase. We work by phases inside the program. But every single time that you hear your doctor, someone else saying, No, no, you need to keep living with that inflammation. Don't believe in this. Why is that? Because remember, even if you have an autoimmune disease, let's suppose you have rheumatoid arthritis, that you're going to live forever with that arthritis. I have, Thiago, I have rheumatoid arthritis. You're going to live forever with that disease, but the good news, because you can keep them in silence. That's a great news. You can have a disease, but you can quiet them for the rest of your life. If you treat your inflammation levels, if you treat your gut, if you balance your hormones, you can literally, the genes that you have, a disease that you have, or you will have in the future, because you're getting older, you can literally turn off the gene that can show the disease. I have diabetes, Thiago. You can quiet that. Guys, you never can accept someone saying to you that there is no solution for you about your inflammation. Inflammation, you can start treating today already. Today. Always be aware of that, okay? Zarmina asks, seasonal allergy. Guys, allergy, seasonal, the environment can increase the inflammation in our body as well, especially if this is happening, we are receiving a constant stimulus. If you are in an environment that's like allergy because of the environment, and you are constantly in this environment, that's the point. You need to understand this. Write this down. What you cannot do, accept, is activate your immune cells for too long and too much. So any situation in your life that you activate your immune cells for too long, for weeks, for months, and if you're activating too much, guess what's happening? How incredible is your body? It's like one story that I heard, someone bringing, check this out. One girl, a mom, she brought her son to the hospital because the son was getting intoxicated with something. He ate something. He was really, really having side effects. She ran to the hospital. And then instead of her let the professionals, the doctors and everybody take care of her son, she was literally disturbing the doctor. Doctor, it's because my son, he had this. Yeah, it's because of my life, blah, blah, blah. That's why I could not let this happen. But she was literally getting all the professionals distracted instead of letting them helping her son. And then the son, well, like he was getting really intoxicated, getting almost like getting worse, but she was getting them distracted, making them distracted. That's exactly what happens inside your body. You are overthinking, and then you are overactivating your immune cells. So instead of the immune cells keep killing tumor cells in your gut, in your brain, in your liver, in your kidneys, all the immune cells working to kill tumor cells, for example, no, they are occupied, your immune cells are occupied releasing cytokines because of the thoughts that you're having is creating a lot of cortisol release. So you are literally distracting the soldiers that you have inside your body. That's exactly what's happening. Imagine you have an environment that's really stressful. Your boss stress you out like crazy. But at the same time, you are eating a food that will increase even more the inflammation. So you're literally getting, like all the immune cells are getting crazy, say, look, I'm trying to help you here to fight against viruses, to help you survive and never have problem with viruses. I'm trying to help you here with bacteria. I'm trying to help you here against fungus, but you're not helping me. You're giving me too much work. For example, pay attention to that. Now you're going to understand why many people, many of you who had the vaccine, you got the vaccine to avoid having COVID. Vaccination. Why so many people had reactions? Why is that? Many of you don't understand what happens, how your cells function. You don't know how the immune cells work. You just say, no, no, it's because of the vaccination. It's because they want to do this. Guys, pay attention to that. You need to understand about your body. Pay attention to that. Every single time that the environment inside your body is already inflamed, and when the immune cells are already having deficiency of nutrients that you're not giving to your immune cells every single day, every single time that you have this problem already in advance inside of your body, anything that happens, any extra external stimulus, for example, a vaccine or viruses that you get from your colleague, anything can be only the trigger to create a cascade of more inflammation. You need to understand how your body works. That's why I go crazy when people keep like giving importance to their job, but don't give that importance to the inflammation levels. Every single time that you have a reaction, why do you think that many people had the vaccine and didn't have any side effects? Why do you think that? Because their cells, their immune cells, white blood cells, they always had high levels of PQQ, coenzyme Q10, vitamin A, high levels of vitamin D, zinc, copper, magnesium. All the cells were more nourished compared to those people who already had a lot of deficiency of many nutrients. Guess what's going to happen? Anytime that you have a stimulus, you get more side effects. You can even get worse. We noticed in 2020, 2021, people who passed away because of COVID, they had lower levels of vitamin D. Did you know that? Something simple, vitamin D, that's a hormone, that's actually not a vitamin. But people who passed away, they noticed, the scientists found out that those people, they were having more levels of, more deficiency of vitamin D. And one of the things that reduce inflammation is when your vitamin D is high. You need to be careful with that. Your body will react to anything based on how strong and how low is your inflammation levels, and how strong is your immune system, and how strong is your gut. That's why in my program, I always want to make sure that everybody, we show a course in our program. I want all the clients to learn, to study. I have short videos, teach them about phase 1, teach them about phase 2, teach them about gut microbiome, how to treat your gut. And then I go step by step, video by video, face to face. And then the person can watch many, many times because a short video. And then we do lives, constantly doing group calls, because I want to make sure that everybody understand how to treat that inflammation for life, not for weeks. Because I see this every day. I see that you're not giving that importance to your inflammation levels. You're not giving that importance. You are not. You can tell me, I am, Thiago, I'm drinking more green juice. It's a sign that you are not. Thiago, I'm taking magnesium. It doesn't mean anything. Anything. You just want to solve your problem with one supplement, thinking that it's going to solve your problem. And if that was easy like that, just taking like a magnesium would solve all the problems. Your body doesn't work like that. You need a lot of stuff, but at the same time, you need to do cycles, and at the same time, you need to understand the amount and what you are doing or thinking when you wake up, what you are doing or thinking when you go to bed. Your relationship, what's the type of thought that you have? If I see this, I'm gonna realize, okay, she's really caring in reducing her inflammation. If I don't see that, you're focusing on your emotional state, your physical body, your mental health, even your spiritual health. If you're not combining them, all of them, it's a proof that you need to focus more on yourself. Because you're focusing on too many people, pleasing too many people, and not giving the importance to your body. Your immune cells are saying to you, please, give me those nutrients here. You're not eating selenium. Maria, come on. Something basic that I need to consume every single day, selenium, for me to get stronger and avoid a tumor cell to grow, and avoid a virus here to attack, or a bacteria infection. I just need that. You're not giving to me. But imagine that your immune cells are telling telling you every single day a bunch of nutrients that you're not giving to your body. It's not selenium only. If that was only one thing, that would be super easy. All right, guys. Someone said, best program ever. Amazing. That's exactly how we teach you and we help you guys if you join the program. When the person joins the program, we want to make sure that you're going to focus on everything affecting your gut, your weight loss, your brain, everything. All the nutrients, how to reduce that inflammation, how to balance your hormones. It's crucial. It's crucial. It's summer. I want to lose weight. Yeah. If you don't create the foundation first, you know that in 4 months from now, your weight will come back. And the worst, the wrong way to lose weight is when you're losing weight, but you still have low energy. Or you are losing weight and you still struggle to sleep. Or you are losing some weight, but you're still having low self-esteem. Or you're losing weight, but you gain your weight back again. Or you are losing weight, and then you don't feel that happiness inside of you like in the past. Or you are losing weight, but you still have hormone imbalance, and then you have like a mood swing like crazy. Some days you're super happy, another day you're like crying. We are going to talk about hormonal imbalance in the next days. Be aware. If you're going to be here in the next days, I'm going to teach, you're going to learn. That's what you need to know. You need to learn about yourself, how to balance your hormones, and how the hormones inside your gut are affecting your results. How the hormones inside your brain are affecting your results. How the hormones inside your ovaries are affecting your results. Hormones in your adrenal glands. Hormones in your pancreas. Each area in your body, a lot of hormones talking with each other, sending messages to help you. That's the crazy part. Pay attention to that. Your hormones, all the molecules, all the cells, doing all its job to help you to survive. Crazy how your body works. I always want to finish with this. You really need to understand one thing. Check this out. Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. I'm just planting the seed here for you to focus, start realizing about your spiritual health. Get closer to someone who created you. You need to study more about this. But let's go to the questions. Sabrina, how much vitamin D do you recommend a day when you have inflammation? Sabrina, your levels of inflammation will dictate the amount of vitamin D. If you have, for example, arthritis, you need to go to 10,000 IU per day. Remember, guys, if you spend 30 minutes in the sun every single day, you're already getting 10,000 IU. But if you're getting 1,000 IU per day, too low. Thiago, but I spent 6 months taking 5,000 IU, and now it's summer. I'm going to tell you, okay, drop your vitamin D because unnecessary. You take high levels of vitamin D. Unnecessary. You're going to get more sun. Summer is coming. You already took 5,000 IU for 6 months. You don't need that. That's what I'm saying to you here. And by the way, remember, I show in my program the combination, the best combination of vitamin D with vitamin K2. I show the best version. Not vitamin K1, K2, but I show the best version. You really need to do this combined because many people make the mistake of taking vitamin D separately. That's the worst thing that you can do to yourself. All right?